There is a quiet power that lives inside every man and woman. It is not loud, and it does not make a scene. But when this power is used, it changes everything. That power is belief. Belief is not just an idea, it is a force. It shapes how we think, how we act, and what we become. When you believe in yourself, even a little, you begin to walk differently, speak with more confidence, and take steps toward your dreams. And when that belief grows stronger, it becomes the engine behind every great success. Look at the people who have changed the world. They were not always rich. They were not always the smartest in the room, but they believed. They believed they had something special inside them. They believed they could do more than just survive. They believed they were meant to lead, to create, to build. And so they did, but belief alone is not enough. You must act. Action is what gives belief its true power. A man can sit for years thinking about success, dreaming about freedom, hoping for greatness. But until he moves, until he takes a step, nothing changes. Success does not come to those who wait. It comes to those who act while others sleep. It comes to those who move forward even when they feel afraid. You do not have to be fearless to succeed. You just have to stop letting fear control you. Fear is a voice. It tells you that you are not ready. It says you are not smart enough, not strong enough, not worthy. But fear is a liar. It only has power when you listen to it. The moment you move, the moment you take action, fear begins to fade. Think of a time in your life when you were afraid to try something new, but you did it anyway. Maybe it was your first job. Maybe it was speaking in public. Maybe it was chasing a big dream. At first, fear felt strong, but once you moved forward, once you acted, that fear lost its grip. That is the power of bold action. There is no perfect time to begin. There is no perfect plan. You will never feel 100% ready. But if you wait for everything to be just right, you may wait forever. You must act now. Start small, but start. Take the first step toward your goal. Speak your dream out loud. Write it down. Make a plan. Take action. When you do, you send a message to your mind, your heart, and the world. I am ready. And when you act with belief, something incredible happens. The world begins to shift. Doors begin to open. People begin to notice. You find strength you didn't know you had. That's how success is born. Not from perfect timing, but from bold beginnings. Do not let failure stop you. Every great person has failed. They have made mistakes. They have been rejected. But they kept going because they knew something most. People forget. Failure is not the end. It is part of the journey. Failure is not your enemy. It is your teacher. Each failure gives you feedback. It shows you what to do better next time. The man who fails and tries again becomes wiser, stronger, more prepared. But the man who fails and quits never grows. So fail boldly. Try again. Learn. Improve. Rise higher each time. The greatest danger is not in failing. It is in never trying. A life without risk is a life without growth. If you are not willing to be uncomfortable, you will never discover how powerful you truly are. Let me remind you, you were not born to play small. You were not born to stay stuck. You were made to rise, to lead, to grow. That fire inside you, the one that whispers, there is more, listen to it. It is not a mistake. It is your soul calling you to your purpose. You may not have all the answers now. You may not know the full path, but you have enough to begin. You have breath in your lungs, strength in your body, and a mind that can think, plan, and act. Use them. Do not wait. Start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. And trust that each step will lead you to the next. Trust that belief. And bold action will take you further than you ever imagined. History is full of people who had nothing, but they started. They believed, they acted, and they changed the world. You are no different. Fear is the biggest thief of dreams. It sneaks into your mind and tells you lies. It tells you to wait. It tells you to stay small. It tells you that failure is dangerous and that rejection will break you. But these are lies. Fear is not a fact. It is a feeling, and feelings change. Fear can only live in your mind if you allow it. The moment you stop feeding it with doubt, it begins to lose its strength. You must understand this. Fear is not your master. You are. Think of all the things that you have not done because fear told you what if. What if I fail? What if they laugh? What if I'm not good enough? These questions stop more dreams than failure ever will. The truth is, failure will teach you, but fear will trap you. So how do you break free? You act, you move forward, you speak up, you take the chance. When you do, you prove to yourself that fear is weaker than your purpose. That is where real confidence comes from, not from comfort, but from courage. There is no growth without a little fear. Fear is not a signal to stop. It is a sign that you are stepping into something greater. It means you're leaving behind your old self and walking into your future. That's why it feels uncomfortable. But uncomfortable is not bad. It's the first step toward becoming powerful. When a baby learns to walk, they fall again and again. But they do not quit. Why? Because the desire to walk is stronger than the fear of falling. And soon walking becomes natural. It is the same with your dreams. At first, every step feels shaky, but with practice, you grow strong. The more you act with courage, the more your fear fades. And soon, the things that once scared you become normal. You begin to wonder why you ever feared them at all. Let me tell you a story. There was once a man named Hannibal. He was a general, a warrior, a leader. His enemies were powerful. The mountains he had to cross were cold, dangerous, and filled with snow. People told him it could not be done, but Hannibal believed. He acted with courage. He led his army across the Alps, something no one thought was possible. He did not wait for the road to be easy. He created the path through his bold action. That is the spirit you must carry. You may not face mountains of snow, but you will face doubt, rejection, and struggle. And just like Hannibal, you must choose to move forward. Not because it's easy, but because it's worth it. The only thing standing between you and your goal is action. Not money, not talent, not connections. Just action. And that action begins in your mind. When you start thinking like a champion, you begin acting like one. And when you act like one, your results start to match. Most people wait. They wait to feel ready. They wait for the right time. But the truth is, waiting is fear in disguise. The only time you have is now, and now is more than enough. The moment you decide to act boldly, you begin to change your life. You begin to shape your future. Your thoughts become stronger. Your voice becomes clearer. And the world begins to respond to your new energy. You do not need to be fearless. You need to be brave. Fearless means feeling nothing. Brave means feeling everything and acting anyway. That is the mark of greatness. Courage is a choice. Every time you choose to speak, to try, to move, when fear tells you not to, you are training yourself to rise. And soon courage becomes your habit. Here is the truth. You're not broken. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are simply one decision away from a different life. One bold step, one powerful thought, one moment of courage can shift everything. Do not let fear write your story. Let purpose guide you. Let faith lead you. Let action be your answer to every doubt. Start telling yourself, I can, I will, I must. Say it often. Say it until you believe it. Because belief leads to action, and action leads to results. Remember, everything you see around you, buildings, books, businesses, once lived only in someone's mind. Someone dared to believe. Someone dared to try. Someone refused to let fear win. Now it is your turn. You have a gift inside you. You have ideas, talents, and dreams that are waiting to be born, but they will not grow on their own. You must give them life through action. You must water them with courage, and you must protect them from fear. You may fall, you may fail, but that is part of the journey. Every fall teaches you. Every mistake strengthens you. The only true failure is refusing to try. So walk boldly into the unknown. Speak with confidence. Move with purpose. And when fear comes, and it will, smile. And keep going, because you were never meant to live small. You were meant to lead. Every great success begins with a clear decision, not a weak wish, not a passing hope, but a firm decision, one made deep in your heart and backed with action. The moment you decide who you want to be, where you want to go, and what you are willing to do, the world begins to move in your favor. Indecision is the enemy of progress. It keeps you stuck. It makes your mind cloudy. It steals your time and energy. But once you decide, you gain power. You stop wasting time thinking, and you start moving. Think of a river. When it flows in one direction, it becomes strong. It can move rocks, carve valleys, and give life to everything around it. But when water stands still, it becomes muddy, still, and lifeless. Your mind works the same way. When your thoughts move in one direction, focused and clear, they create momentum. They give birth to results. But many people fear making decisions. They think, what if I choose wrong? My friend, the only wrong decision is no decision. Even a bad decision can teach you something. A decision gives you experience, and experience gives you wisdom. The road to success is built through decisions, both good and bad. Think of Thomas Edison. He made thousands of mistakes before inventing the light bulb, but he decided he would not stop until he found the answer. That decision gave the world light. What if he had quit? What if he had stayed stuck in fear or doubt? Your decisions shape your destiny, not your background, not your money, not your family. Your decisions. You can decide to change your habits. You can decide to learn new skills. You can decide to speak with power, walk with confidence, and live with purpose. You can decide that today is the day your new life begins. It does not matter how many times you failed. It does not matter what others think. The moment you decide to rise, the past loses its power. You become new in that very moment. That is the gift of choice. You are not a tree. You are not stuck. You can move. You can choose a new path. You can break old patterns. You can build a new life with new thoughts and actions. All of that begins with a decision. There is no magic in success. The magic is in the moment you say, enough is enough. I will not live small. I will not live afraid. I will become the person I was born to be. Make that decision and hold it like steel. Do not let fear weaken it. Do not let failure shake it. Remind yourself every day why you chose this path. Let that reason light a fire in your soul. When the journey feels hard, don't change your decision. Change your approach. Adjust your steps, not your goal. Keep your eyes on the prize and keep moving forward. Let me share a story. There was once a man who dreamed of gold. He bought land, brought tools, and began to dig. He worked for weeks, but found nothing. Tired and disappointed, he gave up and sold the land. The new owner brought an expert to check the land. After digging just 3 feet more, only 3 feet, he found one of the richest gold mines in history. What does this teach us? Sometimes success is just beyond the point where most people quit. The first man lacked decision and faith. The second man made a choice and followed through. Be like the second man. If you truly want something, decide that you will get it, no matter what. Do not wait for things to be perfect. Start where you are, use what you have, do what you can. Life does not respond to wishes. It responds to action. Every successful person you admire was once a beginner. They felt fear. They faced failure, but they made a decision and stuck to it. You must do the same. Decide what you want. Decide who you want to be. Decide what kind of life you want to live. Then move, speak, work, learn, grow every day. No matter how small the step, take it. A clear decision is like a seed. If you plant it with belief and water it with action, it will grow into something powerful. But if you plant it and keep digging it up with doubt, it will die before it takes root. Hold your decision like a promise to yourself. When you feel tired, remember why you started. When you feel lost, go. Back to your decision. That will guide you. Many people will try to stop you. They will not understand your vision. That is okay. It is not their dream. It is yours. Do not expect others to believe before you do. You must believe first. You must lead the way. People follow those who know where they are going. When you decide with strength, others feel it. They begin to trust you, support you, follow you. But first, you must lead yourself. Never forget this. You have the power to decide. That power is greater than your fear, greater than your past, greater than any challenge you will face. You are not weak. You are not lost. You are simply one decision away from a new direction. So choose and never look back. If I could give you one gift, it would be this: faith in yourself. Faith is not just belief. It is not just hope. Faith is the unshakable trust that no matter what happens, you will rise. It is the quiet voice that says, I will find a way. When everything seems dark, faith becomes your light. Many people believe in luck. Some believe in chance. But the most successful men and women I have known, they believed in themselves. They trusted their thoughts. They trusted their vision. Even when others laughed at them, even when they failed, they did not lose faith. The world will test you. People may doubt you. You may face failure. But if you hold your faith, if you protect your belief, you will not be broken. You will keep rising. That is the master key. There is a secret power inside every human being. Most never use it because they never believe they have it. But you must. You must believe that you were made for something greater. You must believe that your mind, your thoughts, your actions, they can shape the world. Every great building stands on a strong foundation. And the strongest foundation in life is faith in yourself. Not ego, not pride, but calm, steady confidence that says, I am capable, I am worthy, I will not give up. Think of a seed buried in the ground. It is covered in darkness, it is alone, but it does not complain. It does not quit. It has faith. It believes that if it pushes upward just a little each day, one day it will see the light. And it does. You are the same. There will be days of doubt. There will be storms. There will be people who tell you to stop. But if your faith is strong, you will keep growing. You will break through the ground and rise like that seed. Now listen carefully. Fear and faith cannot live in the same mind for long. One will win. Choose faith. Fear is a liar. It shows you pictures of failure. It makes you imagine pain that hasn't even happened. But faith does the opposite. It shows you the success that can happen. It gives you strength to move, even when you are scared. Every time you feel fear, ask yourself, what if I choose faith instead? What if you believe that everything was happening for your growth? What if you believe that no matter what comes, you will find a way? Let me tell you something. Faith is not something you're born with. It is something you build, like a muscle. Every time you keep going when it's hard, your faith grows. Every time you speak kindly to yourself, your faith grows. Every time you keep your promise to yourself, your faith grows. Start small. Do one thing today that proves to yourself, I can. Then do another tomorrow and another the day after. Soon, you will not need others to believe in you. You will believe in you. That is true power. And when you believe in yourself, something magical happens. Life starts to open. Doors appear where walls once stood. People begin to treat you differently. Why? Because they feel your energy. They sense your belief. And belief is powerful. I have seen poor men become rich. I have seen weak men become strong. I have seen lost men find purpose. And in every case, the turning point was the same. They began to believe in themselves. You don't need a perfect past. You don't need a long education. You don't need everyone to like you. What you need is to look in the mirror and say, I will not give up. I will rise. I will win. Say it again and again until your mind begins to believe it. There is something else. You must surround yourself with people who lift you up. Avoid those who always speak of fear, failure, and doubt. They will poison your faith. Spend time with people who speak of dreams, of courage, of possibilities. Their energy will strengthen your own. And when you feel strong in your faith, help others find theirs. Lift them up. Show them what belief looks like. Become a light for someone else. In doing so, your own light will grow brighter. Let me leave you with this. There's nothing in this world more powerful than a person who believes in their vision. That kind of person cannot be stopped. They may fall, but they rise. They may be hurt, but they heal. They may be delayed, but never denied. Be that person. Let your faith be louder than your fear. Let your actions prove your belief. Let your heart stay open, your mind stay focused, and your spirit stay strong. You were not born to live small. You were born to create, to lead, to grow, to win. And the key to all of it is already inside you. Faith. Believe in yourself. Believe in your journey. And never ever give up. You have walked the path of thought. You have faced fear. You have found courage. You have learned the power of faith. Now it is time to talk about something even deeper. Purpose. Purpose is the reason you wake up. It is the fire in your soul. It is the voice inside that says, I was born for more. Every man and woman who has done something great in life, they were led by purpose. Money is important. Success is good. But without purpose, these things feel empty. A rich man with no purpose is a poor man in disguise. So what is your purpose? It is not something someone gives you. It is not something you find in a book. Your purpose is already inside you. It shows in the things you care about. It lives in your pain. It hides in your dreams. Think back to your hardest times. What did you learn? What did life teach you? Often our greatest pain becomes our greatest mission. Some people are born to lead, some to teach, some to heal, some to build. Whatever your purpose is, it is important. Don't ignore it. Don't run from it. Listen to it. When you live with purpose, you feel alive. You wake up with energy. You walk with power. You speak with truth. You become someone the world needs. But purpose is not always easy. Sometimes it demands sacrifice. Sometimes it asks you to walk alone. But remember this, a meaningful life is never a comfortable one. It is a powerful one, a real one. You were not made to live just to survive. You were made to shine, to help, to change, to leave something behind. Let me ask you a question. If you died today, what would the world lose? What message, what idea, what strength would die with you? Think about that. Too many people die with their dreams still inside them. They wait for the perfect time. They wait for permission. And then time runs out, but not you. You must decide today, what will I leave behind? Your legacy is not about buildings or money. It is about people, about lives you touch, about the hearts you inspire, about the difference you make. Every time you help someone rise, you build your legacy. Every time you speak truth, you build your legacy. Every time you follow your purpose, even when it's hard, you build your legacy. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be real. You have to be willing. You have to be brave enough to say, I will not waste this life. Time is short. Use it wisely. Say what matters. Do what matters. Love deeply. Give freely. Live fully. There is no greater success than to reach the end of your life and know, I gave it all. I left nothing behind. I lived with purpose. I made a difference. So let this be your promise. From this day forward, I will walk with purpose. I will speak with honesty. I will love without fear. I will rise after every fall. I will lead a life that means something. And when the world remembers me, they will not just remember my name. They will remember the impact I made. That is true greatness. It is not too late. No matter where you are, no matter what you've been through, your story is not over. In fact, the best chapter may just be starting now. The question is, will you write it? Live with purpose. Love without fear. Leave a legacy. Your journey does not end here. It begins now.